Hi, I'm JMO from Xcase in the UK, www.xcase.co.uk. Today I'm going to look at a range of new rack mounts that we're doing. We're calling them the Studio range, and we're starting off with three of them: a 2U, a 3U and a 4U. I'm going to do the video of all of them together because a lot of the features are the same, and I know a lot of people are looking to see some details on these, so probably just better that I do it quickly by doing the three together. So the most striking feature of all of them is the black aluminium front panels, which is the same throughout the range, the 2U, 3U and 4U. Now these are twin doors. There's a lock-in mechanism, and then the doors will open up. Behind each door on the full range, you'll notice there's a mesh filter which can be removed and cleaned and replaced, and that's on both doors. In the 2U short, we've got a 5.25 bay, a 3.5-inch bay, two USBs, power up and reset, and hard drive activity light and power light. Two 60mm fans on the 2U. Now, being a 2U short, it will only take a micro ATX and ITX motherboards. There's room for at least two hard drives here. Depending on your motherboard layout, you may be able to get a second hard drive on each of these bays, which would give you four. There's space here for an internal hard drive or an external card reader or something of that nature. And there's the 5.25 bay. Now, it's got low profile slots, four of those. One thing to mention, that the power supply would need to be one with an 8cm fan. You could possibly use a 120mm fan, but then you would have to drill holes in the lid. They're a very strong and sturdy range. Very nice quality. All the lids are also matching black. And we do a rail kit for all three of them. So that's the 2U. I'll move on to the 3U. Again with these aluminium front doors, behind which we've got 80mm fans in the 3U, two 5.25 bays, one internal or external 3.5, there's your USBs, power and reset, and power light and HD light. Now, to allow for, because it's a short case again, not just micro ATX but also full size boards which can fit underneath the power supply, it reduces the slots to 4 full height. But that would probably give you a PCI Express times 16, PCI Express times 1, or two PCI Express times 16s. There's space for two 60mm rear fans. Again, in theory, you could probably use a 120mm fan, but an 80mm fan power supply is recommended. If you use a 120, you would have to drill the lid. Space for at least 4 hard drives. Now again, depending on which motherboard you use, you might be able to get 6 in. Plenty of space between here and the hard drive cage, for a long card. And even on the 2U, there's plenty of space. Now, there's not many long, low-profile cards anyway. And both the 2U and 3U, I may have mentioned, come in at just under 400mm. And to finalise, the 4U. So I can imagine a rack filled up with perhaps a 4U, a couple of 2Us and a 3U, all matching, looking very, very nice with these aluminium front doors. There's the mesh behind. Just a single 120mm fan on this one. 3 5.25 bays. Now we do some hot swap 5 hard drive caddies, which would probably fit into that. Front USB, power reset. You can fit 7 hard drives into this cage here, which air will blow across them obviously from this 120mm fan. Nice long gap between the back of the chassis and the hard drive bay. Plenty for all the long video cards on the market. And we've got this bracket here with card retention clips. Take a standard ATX power supply, no problem with a 120mm fan on this one. This chassis a bit longer. I'm going to say it's around about 500mm. I don't have a tape measure unfortunately here, but certainly no longer than 500mm, but I'll put some measurements on the website. So if you're just looking for a bit more storage, 4 height cards with large heat sinks on top of them or higher than the card can be a problem in a 3U, so you would have to look at a 4U for instance. Or again, if space is no problem, then just opt for the 4U because you can use a 120mm fan. So there we have it in a nutshell. Now 4U, 3U, 2U studio rack mounts on the website now. Thanks for listening.